If you're anything like me, you spend a lot of your time watching videos. From going to see a movie in theaters to streaming it on your phone. From super short video apps to infomercials longer than Avengers Endgame, our world is saturated with film-based media. We all consume a plethora of video, but have you ever wondered what goes into making movies and how to create your own? Hello! Welcome to Film and Video with your host, Florian Plucci. In this class, you'll learn about how to create your own media, as well as how to become a thoughtful and critical film viewer.
Come on, man, what you doing, man? That's stupid. That's stupid, man. Don't do that, man. Come on.
Are you kidding me?
Come on, man. Don't go in there. Do not go into a crane shot right now. You kidding me?
Yeah, man. This movie's got an inconsistent visual language.
The main goal of Film and Video is to collaboratively create short, narrative films.
You will learn how to use a variety of tools, including DSLR cameras, microphones, audio recorders, lights, and more. We will edit our movies using Adobe Premiere software. We will also watch and analyze movies to discuss major aspects of filmmaking and inspire our own work.
You may have heard the term collaborative a moment ago.
Film is an extremely collaborative art form. It requires a ton of different skills and talents to produce. From writing to camera operation to acting, organization and planning, sound recording, lighting, hair, makeup, fashion design, prop design, editing, visual effects. It simply can't be done by just one person, at least not quickly or easily.
During projects, you'll be working together with a small group. Each member of that group will fulfill a different role in the production process. If you're nervous about group work, we'll be talking about it in much more detail very soon to make sure everybody's on the same page and comfortable.
Most of our class time will be spent making stuff. However, there are many important phases to a project. Most will start with film analysis and discussion. We'll watch film clips and learn from them to inspire our work. Then, there will be a brainstorming and planning phase where you'll develop ideas and prepare for filmmaking. The majority of our time will be spent making movies, preparing, shooting, and editing. When we finish a project, we will watch all the films created for an in-class screening and feedback. In addition to our classroom screenings, we'll also share your work at the end of year film festival. This event is a celebration of all of the movies made by Whitney Young Film and Video students this year. Think of the film festival as our final for the class, but instead of taking an exam, you'll get to show off all the work you created this year. Invite your friends, family, classmates, teachers, enemies, whoever you'd like to share your work with.
The biggest class policy I have is respect. There are a few different kinds that will need to be successful.
First is to respect the classroom community. This means listening to each other, one speaker, one mic. It means to treat your classmates with thoughtfulness, kindness, and care. It also means communicating, getting in touch with me and your classmates if there are problems that arise as you're working.
However, respect goes both ways. As your teacher, I also need to respect your needs. You will always be allowed to go to the bathroom or get water when you need to during class.
Can anyone answer for me how we find the value of dy by dx that I have written up on the board? Does anyone want to? Yes, Simon.
Can I go to the bathroom?
Sure, it's fine.
Thanks.
If you leave the classroom, I need to know where you're going for safety reasons. So please don't leave without telling me where you're going unless it's an emergency, fire alarm, you're going to be sick, etc. I also firmly believe that we do our best filmmaking when well nourished. So if you need to eat in class, you can, as long as it's away from the technology. If you ever need a snack, I always have an inordinate amount of microwave popcorn to share. The last but not least type of respect we will practice in this class is self-respect.
Scudder and the power of self-respect.
I've often found that my students think they suck if they're not immediately perfect. But as Jake from Adventure Time wisely said,
"Dude, sucking at something is the first step towards being sorta good at something."
Leave room for growth. Leave room for yet. I'm not good at this yet, as opposed to I'm not good at this.
One of the hardest parts about learning filmmaking is that we've spent our whole lives watching very polished, professional movies created by hundreds or thousands of people with millions of dollars over the course of several years. As an example, let's talk about one of my favorite movies, 2018's Black Panther. The Black Panther movie has been in development in many iterations since 1992, but the version we now know has been taking shape at Marvel Studios since 2011, which means it took about 7 years to write, plan, shoot, and edit before it was released. Over 100 people were in front of the camera as cast, and over 500 worked behind the scenes as crew. The budget for this movie was $210 million. When we make movies, we are working with much smaller crews, much shorter time frames, and a whole lot less money, so our work shouldn't be compared to a Hollywood blockbuster. Even though we're working with humbler means and fewer resources, we still have the capacity to create amazing films. In order to create those really great movies, we need to use technology to the fullest. We are very lucky to have class in this computer lab and have tons of equipment to work with. Video equipment is very expensive. For example, the going rate for the camera kits we use is over $1,000 each. And each of the computers in this lab that we use to edit cost over $1,500. It's important that we use all equipment responsibly to keep it in good working condition for years to come. Before we use any tools, we will have in-class demonstrations about how to safely utilize them. When you go out to shoot in the school, be sure you bring back all of the equipment you used. No tool left behind. If something does break or get lost while your group is using it, your group will be responsible for helping to replace it. One of the biggest ways to keep our equipment clean and safe is to keep food and beverages away from them at all times. The easiest way to destroy technology is to get it wet and full of crumbs. You can park your beautiful snacks by the door or keep them in your bags off the desks. While we are on the subject, throw out all your garbage in a garbage can, especially any food. We may all love Remy from Ratatouille and his ambitions to become a chef, but it's a hygiene issue if he and his relatives live in our classroom. The last way we'll be responsible with technology is to use it only for film and video work during class. We have a very limited amount of time together, so please use the computers, printers, and your own technology for exclusively film and video work during class. If you have a personal device that is a distraction, I'll ask you to put it away. If it continues to be a problem, you'll give your device a break and charge it at the front of the room until the end of the period. Film is a time-based medium, and when you're making a movie, there never seems to be enough of it. The best way to be successful in this class is to show up and be here on time. You will struggle to be successful in class if you're chronically absent or late.
There could be a universe where I am wearing red, or wearing leather pants.
Mr. Morales, moving in the dark. You're late again.
Einstein said time was relative, right? Maybe I'm not late. Maybe you guys are early.
Sorry, it was just so quiet. Would you like to keep standing there, or do you want to sit down?
Our universe is in fact one of many parallel.
In filmmaking, it's difficult to move on to the next process if the first one isn't completed. For example, it's hard to start making a movie if your script isn't done. For this reason, it's important that you stay on schedule with completing your work so that we can stay on schedule with creating our movies.
If you are missing or late, your role isn't being completed in your group, which will slow down the filmmaking process considerably. If you know you will be absent, please let me and your group members know so we can plan accordingly. However, we all have complex lives with much going on outside of film class. You have a lot on your plate as a student with 6 other classes on top of extracurriculars, responsibilities at home, jobs, and other things you do outside of school. If you need more time for an assignment, please communicate with me before it's due so you can have an extension. I am truly flexible about deadlines as long as we communicate.
What about homework? I'm a firm believer in the absolute minimum amount of homework. The vast majority of what we do will be completed during class time. You will have 1 at-home assignment a month in the form of a film review.
Each month, you will get a prompt or topic for your review. You will then select a piece of media to watch and respond to. Any film-based media works as long as you care about it and there's enough content to analyze. This can include movies, shows, web videos, and the like. The goal of reviews is that you'll practice your film analysis and interpretation skills, applying what we're learning in class to things you watch outside of class. You will always have at least 3 to 4 weeks to work on your reviews. I have a confession to make. I don't like grades. In art class, it's hard to pretend to objectively evaluate a piece of work that is inherently subjective. Grading is a flawed system for measuring learning, but I think of it as a way for me to check in with how effectively I am teaching, as well as how you are learning as a student. My goal as your teacher is to have you learn something new in this class, and do your best work. That's your best, not the best. Each of you is unique in how you approach learning. I'm looking to see your best work, not to compare you to some platonic ideal of the perfect student. I do my best to be clear and direct when it comes to grading. I am not interested in surprises or busy work. The only way you can fail in this class is to not engage with it and not try. But more specifically, what is the grading breakdown? There are 5 categories for the work we'll do. Most of your grade will come from projects. These are the longer-term filmmaking activities that you will complete in class. This is the most important work to make movies. Assignments are smaller tasks, often a technique practice, discussion notes, or brainstorming. They're mostly graded for completion. The next category is reviews, which we talked about previously. Participation is based on your use of class time and engagement in our activities. The last category, collaboration, will come from peer assessments from your group members and self-assessments based on your collaborative work during a project. As a student, I also expect you to practice artistic integrity. Only turn in your own work and only take credit for your own work. If you plagiarize another person's work, whether that's in a project, a review, or something else, you will receive a 0 for the assignment, and we will coordinate an additional assignment to make up for the missed learning.
What about late work? My policy is that if something's worth doing, it's always worth doing, better late than never.
If something is worth doing on time, it's also worth doing late so you can still learn from it. I accept late work on most assignments. If something is late, you will get a placeholder grade of 0 in Aspen until the assignment is turned in, unless we have worked out an extension. We all learn differently. It's my job as a teacher to help you be successful and learn in a way that works for you. If you have an IEP or 504 plan, which are documents that outline an individual's needs as a learner, I will make all noted accommodations. If you have an IEP or 504, you will receive an email from me to confirm these accommodations. We can also talk about them in person if you prefer. If you don't have one of these documents, but would benefit from changes to help you in class, please let me know. We will work together to find a way to help you be successful. What do you need for this class? The only tool you need to bring every day is a writing utensil. I also ask students to donate a box of wipes or tissues for everyone to use over the course of the year. During projects, you may need to bring in costumes, props, and/or hair and makeup supplies. These materials should be items you're comfortable leaving at school for the duration of the project, so please don't bring in the most valuable items you own. You will be able to store them in a locked location in the classroom. As a student in this class, you will also have access to the Adobe software suite, including the editing software we will use, Premiere. You will use it at school, and you can also install it at home. We'll talk more about this installation process soon.
And that's our video syllabus. Thanks so much for watching. I'm really looking forward to making movies together this year.